managerial setups, you can't just kind of like throw a triangle up, especially on people that are more technically aware. Okay, so another idea here. So if we're here with our partner and we're doing this with the hands, and I start to, bring the arm across the body, often what he's going to do is he starts to correct and go off the center line, right? So I go 1, 2, and I start to do this. Well, he starts to go across the center line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my grip and push it under and straighten. When my hand is out like this, bring your arm back down. It's kind of weird. Like it doesn't want to come back in. It wants to go. He can pull his arm backwards, right? But he can't really pull his arm forward. Doesn't really go effectively forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it in conjunction with our legs. So we're going to go 1, 2, just like before, and we start to pull and we feel a little resistance. He's pulling his elbow back and out that way. So as he goes this way, I'm just going to flip my hand, and I'm going to take a little scoot in the hips and go to this side. Okay, so now he can't bring his arm. So now you see that there's a couple things that are happening here. If you look, one, this leg now starts to come out, and I can start to hang weight over his shoulder as a triangle because he can't close this arm in. He can bring it back, but then that gives me more room for my triangle. He can't bring it in. The other thing is this arm, the trailing arm, can end up being left behind, and we can start to have this side guard over here with the arm trapped in the hip pocket. Also, you did see what he did here. Look, see his arm here is already halfway across the center line, guys? I can now start to come here and start to manipulate this arm across the center line and create a similar situation to what we just did, but on the other side. Does that make sense? Okay. More likely though, what's going to happen is this partner is going to be aware, and this hand is going to end up sitting around the hip, and it's going to go in the hip pocket. But there is opportunity there that it could end up the very same technique, but on the other side. So again, I'm going to go 1, 2 with the intent that I'm going to go this way. Look, I'm pulling with my legs all the time, guys. I'm trying to pull and bring this. See, there was like a back and forth motion with my legs using conjunction. Now, if he tries to bring this back in, he can't. Right? Not without pulling his hand backwards. And again, if he pulls his hand backwards, I hang the weight over top of his head. Right? If this still doesn't work, guys, I just put more weight from my knee, kind of shimmy out and get more on the side. And then here I start to work a whole side guard position over here. Okay? But again, if you start to look at these positions, the weight is getting hung higher on his body. Right? Right now, like if you look, Josh sits back, I'm not hanging any weight on him, except for his hips, around the strongest part of his body. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing the weight up on top of him before I attack him. Does that make sense? Okay, so again, we're going to go here, and I'm going to try to pull it this way, right? But he's pulling. He pulls his arm back, so as he pulls, I'm going to push my legs away, space, and then I'm going to pull him over my other shoulder with my knees. All right, so I go to pull. See, there's this back and forth with the legs off balancing the whole time. Okay? And again, this leg can maybe exit, but if he stays super low, then I can just focus on staying nice and tight to this side. Right? This is where you start to get into like rubber guard and other crazy stuff if you're really flexible.
If you're 20.
If you're 20 and your knees are healthy.